What's happening, everyone? I'm Dan P. It's just a quick short introduction to the podcast. Myself, Pigdly, QwakeTV, and Scottytbh uploaded on Twitch a few days ago for my 1 year Twitch anniversary. It was a very good time. So if you were there, I appreciate you so much. In this, we essentially spoke about content creation, Twitch, TikTok, their personal journeys, and a little bit on mental health as well, particularly in this scene, and our experiences with it as a group. If you do like it, don't be scared to drop a like. Hopefully, you know what, hopefully we should be doing a few more of these in the future. We'll also be uploading shorts of the podcast on TikTok, Twitter, and here on YouTube. So if you do get a bit impatient and don't have the full time for it, make sure you stay tuned for that. I hope you're having a brilliant week so far. Lots of love. Anyway, yeah, today I'll quickly put a tweet out live. It's a bit weird talking to these guys formally like this, innit? But
Formula.
they're all honestly like goats in the community. I'm sure everybody knows about it. All inspirations to me as well, personally. All inspirations to me personally. If you boys want to introduce yourselves, even though everybody already knows you, go for it. Go for it. Alphabetical order, please. First names, not Elias's names.
Is that my name first?
Yeah.
All right. Hi guys, I'm Quake. I'm 16. You know, was a player, content creator, streamer. Nice to see you all here today. Yeah.
Thank you, Quake.
It's all right, Dan.
Thank you, Quake. Pidge.
Hi, my name's Praj. I go to university. I also happen to do content creation and streaming. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
And finally, we've got Scotty, to be honest.
My name's Scott and I'm white. I don't know, I just do creative stuff, I guess, like graphic design, photography, etc. And then stream occasionally.
Very creative stuff though, Scott. Very creative stuff. I think everyone's seen your work and it's like, everyone applauds it.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Ain't seen nothing yet, more to come.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about what you do though, about in this scene with graphics or whatnot?
Oh, so like, currently I do you need me to turn up or anything?
I'll turn you up. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Okay. Yeah. So currently, obviously, I'm I'm half of Kaizen Visuals, and I also work freelance with a few streamers, albeit quite scarcely at the moment. But yeah, making like stream packages and stuff. Are you okay, Daniel? Like,
Sorry, yeah. Sorry.
My forehead and my eyes look like you're playing catchphrase. Like, I'm all over the place. It's fine. But yeah. So like I just make some graphics at the moment, but yeah, I'm part of Kaizen Visuals, which is always good fun.
Yeah.
Of course, along with Ginty.
And Ginty. Yeah, you've done so much for Kaizen and so many other people. Like, he made this overlay in the space of an hour. Like, super quick, unreal stuff. So yeah, I'm always proud of you, bro, and what you do. I was always wondering, Scott, how did you get into the scene on Twitch? Like, we've never had this conversation. Obviously, we met through the girls. Shout out the girls. But like, how did you get into the scene? What was your thought processes behind getting into the scene?
So, I wanted to stream like years ago, like Black Ops 3. I tried to stream through an Elgato capture and all that stuff, and didn't understand bitrate, couldn't work it. So I went off Twitch, came back onto obviously the start of the pandemic, and then obviously we met through the girls and that. And then, to be honest, I probably wouldn't be in it because chatting to you was a big reason on why I ended up kind of starting to stream and stuff, and obviously meeting all the community and stuff through you guys. So yeah, I would genuinely say that's probably the reason why I am. Yeah, just meeting you guys and vibing and playing and stuff. But yeah,
honestly, I wouldn't have expected it. When I started Twitch, I would never expect to be sat like nearly every night on Discord with like my boys and people I love in it. It's crazy how it works. Like, you start off so close-minded when you jump on it, and like Quake's giggling away in it, but because I'm getting all soppy and he hates it. But like it's crazy how you go into it so naive and so narrow-minded, thinking that you'd never like meet people, at least from my perspective. But then now I've got people I genuinely call brothers for life, and you three are examples of that, you know.
100%. I feel that too. I feel like it's very easy to, when you're not in Twitch, to kind of look at it and be like, this doesn't really make that much sense in it. But like everybody's here watching right now, so everybody gets it, I think, to an extent. And it is a nice thing. It brings everybody closer together, and like you say, I consider you guys very, very close to me. I'm sure you feel the same about Quake, even when he's dancing in the corner.
Nah, I hate Quake so much, honestly. Massive wouch, man, massive wouch. Yeah, one of the first people we met, Scott, like kind of similar times as Quake. Pitch came a little bit later. But seeing, the first thing I remember of Quake was going onto his stream. Kyle and I went onto his stream just to watch for a bit, and the energy he brought was like unparalleled. Like the way he was engaging with chat, the way he was just talking to everybody, being himself, it was unparalleled. I'm not going to gas him up too much because he doesn't need that much gas. But no, I'm joking. He deserves all the gas. He deserves all the gas. Yeah, Quake, how did you start off in Twitch and content creation?
So it was first lockdown, you know, like March time. What was it? It was like 2020 now, right?
Yeah, 2020, man.
Jeez, bro, it's gone so fast. Like, you know, the amount of time that COVID's been there and like the amount of lockdowns we've had. Anyways, so it was first lockdown, bro. As FJP literally just said, it was like, bro, I got so bored, and like, as it was for like thousands of people, like it was mentally like challenging, you know, at a time like that, and like for uni students, for college, for normal people, for anyone, like you couldn't do anything, could you? It was like a really strict lockdown. So I was like, I never went on Twitch before then, like barely even visited the place. And I was like, you know what, let me try streaming for one stream. I had like quite a few people come in like on the first stream, and I was like meeting new people just from like, I was like, how the hell am I meeting people from playing a game?
Yeah.
And just talking, do you know what I mean? And I kind of slowly just started to fall in love with that, and then started spending more time on Twitch. Like I remember the first month, I remember looking at my like, you know, you have this screen of stats, like how long you spend on each website and stuff. Spent like nearly 100 hours in like the first week on Twitch. But it was mad, just meeting people,
Innit?
Yeah, just genuinely making like a connection, like good, you know,
Yeah.
building good relationships. So that's how I started with streaming.
Yeah, fair play. Who was your first streamer you watched? Like, obviously started streaming
First streamer?
yourself, but the first streamer you like sat down and was like, all right, let me talk in their chat. Let me.
I actually remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name, but I remember the game and what name his first letter starts. So it was Zed.
Yeah.
And he was playing Fortnite.
Okay.
Oh, bro, what was it? No, I'm trying to think now, because I used to go in and he used to do like Fortnite customs. I was like, yo, bro, can I play?
Get me in.
Bro, it was actually the best. He had such sick vibes. I literally looked at him. He was averaging like 30 viewers. He quit now. Like I stopped watching him like a couple months ago because he quit. But I was like, damn, I want to be where this guy is.
Yeah.
Like, because it was so sick. His chat was flowing, and then, you know, before you know it, you kind of got your own community yourself, like of genuine people that you actually enjoy spending your time with when streaming.
100%.
But yeah, that's the first guy.
Nice. And then I'll quickly go to Pidge now as well. We met Pidge recently. Well, at least for me recently. I don't know how long ago it was. Like a month, let's say, Pidge? A month and a bit?
Yeah, around that.
Yeah, a month and a bit. And honestly, you've been like that light in my life as well, bro. The funny story of how I thought we met, I saw you in Quake's chat and I saw you on Twitter, and all you had was a little bird. So I thought you were like some 13-year-old kid called Pigdly, like naming yourself after a pigeon, innit? And then I met you and I was like, oh, he's actually kind of cute, you know what? But no, then I met you and I saw your content on TikTok and everything, and I was like, yo, like, this guy's cool. And then I think we jumped in a call or played some games together, and it was, yeah, good vibes from then. So as I asked everyone else, how did you get into this scene?
I don't quite remember how. Like, it sort of went from like not knowing you, Dan, to like being as if I know you. I've known you in the space of like that. I don't really remember the very first time we sat down and spoke.
Yeah.
I think I think the first time we met, we sort of just played as if we'd known each other already.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, but you know, it's cute at the same time. With Scott, I know it was one morning I just woke up and then I sat on the toilet and Quake was like, "You all want to play games?" And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll hop in. And then we hop in shipment, and then just Scott's there right, with his camera out. I'm like, "Scott, you're meant to be using a gun, not a camera." He's like, "No, I'm taking some photos." And I was like, "All right, okay." As you were. But yeah, how did I get into content creation? And that is oh god, let me remember. Way back when.
Did you start on TikTok or Twitch, or what was that? What was the vibe?
I started on both. It was September, November perhaps. And I'd just come back from uni because uni, yeah, it was November. Uni had just been cancelled for the year because of COVID. And I came back home and I sat down with my laptop and I was like, at uni for the first year, I used to play video games quite a lot when I was at home. But when I went to uni, I didn't really play because obviously you go out with your mates and I was like, okay, I'm home now. Let me maybe play video games again. And that summer we had was phenomenal because like we used to come home and all of the boys would just hop on search. All of the IRL boys would go down the pub and then would hop on search. And I was like, I want this. I miss this because that first year of uni I didn't get that. So then I got Cold War, and I was like, something about it was like I was just like, okay, fine, I'll start streaming because I'd seen Ninja, I'd seen Nick Mercs at the same time they were releasing all of those videos about how they'd started from the bottom, that sort of trend, and I was like, you know what, like it's just excuse after excuse with you, Praj. Get your shit together and do something about it. So I was like, okay, what have I got to lose? My justification for it at the time was I'd be playing video games every night. What harm can I do in just streaming them as well? Realistically, it's just nothing like that at all. Like you can't get away with just playing video games and happening to press go live. Obviously, you've got so many different things to do. But yeah, that was how I started. It was sort of just like just.
Were you often scared? Because you say you got your IRL uni mates and stuff. Were you often scared, like starting streaming, like what they'll think, or content creating?
100%. I used to make Minecraft videos when I played factions back in the day, and then no one will ever see them. I think only a couple people have, but I was getting some decent views, and this is on YouTube, and this is when I was 13, and like it's sort of like I sit back and think like, where would I be if I hadn't have stopped that, and why did I stop that? And the only reason I stopped it was purely because of what other people would think, other people that aren't a part of my life right now, other people that I have no clue about what they're doing right now, who aren't my friends right now, who weren't my friends 2 years after I was 13, and people come and go, and it was like, if I'm gonna do something, that was a real drive. Like it was that what if, where could I have been if I'd have carried on making YouTube videos way back when I was 13? And clearly it's something that I'm passionate about. There's no excuses. I'm just gonna do it now, and people will say what they want to say. And initially I was like, oh, my IRL friends are gonna rinse me for this, because if you don't understand like the community and like just the type of thing that Twitch is, like as from an outsider, it's easily mockable, you know what I mean? Like just so, but it was nice, and 4 of them have been prime subbed to me for now 8 months. They'll whack the streams on the TV. When I hit 50k, my friend's dad threw a beer party. So it was your real friends will always support you whatever you do, and that's 100%. What I should have realized when I was 13.
100%.
Obviously they'll mock it, they'll take the mick out of you, but what friends don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I feel that with like some IRLs that are coming in chat now, like Ollie, hello. These boys probably mock it on the daily, but they still come through and support, and like that means the world as well at the same time. But it was always a pressure. I get that. I started doing like FIFA videos way back in high school, and the amount of abuse I got for doing a FIFA video in high school, like a Blackburn Rovers career mode, bro. Just me talking, a little prepubescent boy over a career mode. The amount of abuse I got, I was like, I'm never doing it again. Never ever doing it again. But now, look at us. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought, eh?
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought?
Not me.
Not me.
You go, I'll go after.
Alright. For me, when it comes to TikTok, I feel like the power is genuinely like it's like infinite, innit? But it's how you make your content on this. It's such a good platform to reach like an amazing amount of people, like whatever age, ethnic group, type of person it is, like a kid, adult, whatever it is, it will reach that person and it'll be for that person. So you're your content is being directed to a specific person, and that person suits your content. They're there for your content. And it's just amazing because it allows you to just really narrow down your audience and find your audience in such a quick way that many other social media platforms just don't do. And you can literally post anything on it, man.
You throwing it back on TikTok?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
WAP, throwing it back, all of it, man.
Yeah, love that.
I think it's crazy because no other social media platform really is like that. The fact that you can sort of see such significant overnight success, like Instagram, YouTube, nothing else offers that. And it's like, and with pretty much 90 whatever % of your views coming from the For You page, once you get into a little rhythm, you can see constant growth because your video is constantly being pushed out. And it's just the fact that just your video, that you could have no followers, but that video could get someone's FYP. If they like it, they comment, they follow, they share it to their mate, right? It starts picking up, and then it just keeps rolling and rolling. Before you know it, if you've got a photography like a sewing shop, like you've got like 20,000 people following you the morning after. That's just insane. I think for TikTok though, it's like when I first started, and I sort of still think this way, is the end goal is to convert all of those over to, you know, a platform like YouTube or Instagram, purely because for like, in order to monetize your content, those two platforms are the best, and they've stood the test of time. Like, how long have they been out for? What, 8, 12 years, Instagram and YouTube? Whereas this TikTok's only been out 2 years, and we've seen social media platforms come and go. But, you know, I think we feel a certain way about TikTok because we're quite involved in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we haven't seen this sort of success on other platforms, so we choose to believe. And I think, you know, hopefully, like when I started, I was like, surely there's no way this lasts. Like, but you know, now I'm thinking this is up there with the next Instagram, YouTube, you know.
Killian asks, will the hype last? Do you think it will last?
I think so.
I think definitely. I'm not gonna lie. TikTok is such an app. It's arguably the best app right now, bro. You know, bro, for an app to engage someone so much.
Yeah, 100%.
It's actually insane. It is really mad.
Do you think the hype will last, Scott? Or do you think eventually people will have to move back over to the... I would still say TikTok's a big dog, you know, but do you think people will move over to like the YouTubes and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I watch the rise and fall of Vine, which upsets me every single day. Like, it's completely different content now, but it started in the same vein in it. And with the fact that they had, like, obviously legal lawsuits and stuff, if any of that kind of came back, I think they just end up canning it off. But, like, in terms of an actual thing to grow, I think it's going to keep going. I still find it a little bit mad when you can see videos that are liked by so many million people at the moment, because it didn't really feel like TikTok would get that big, but it already is massive and has the potential to continue growing. And even if not, I think it's a wave worth riding, purely because of the fact that you can learn a lot of skills trying to make content, condense content, and get it onto a platform that has to be consumed within a very short period of time. I think it's only going to benefit people that want to be part of it, in that sense.
100%.
It's like crazy how much power there potentially is behind TikTok. Because when you think about it, like if you see a wave of 10K right overnight, which is common and can be done, like that means that you've managed to get a single person to watch your entire video once, maybe twice, and actively, you know, you press the follow button. Imagine if you could master that and like have that person watch that video, press the follow button, go to your link in bio, and then press or just now they've got a YouTube or an Instagram icon, so it's 2 less clicks than it would be normally. Like the call to action, like just like opportunities that you can have on TikTok is just phenomenal, because they're not bots, they are real people, and the video is getting pushed out to that many.
And for brands as well, like every 3 posts is a sponsored post. Like the way brands leverage TikTok, I think is unbelievable. I think that's also what ruins the authenticity of TikTok. It kind of makes it an Instagram. It's just a second way of promoting your brand, especially for these big brands taking over TikTok. But the way they do leverage them, and leverage their work on the way they leverage TikTok content to their work is actually phenomenal. I did some work previously on how brands did that, and you've got brands like Hollister. This was a year back, so now it's going to be even bigger. But you got brands like Hollister, and everyone that jumps onto trends so easy and leverages off like current events, current affairs, that makes them relevant and continuously relevant. I'm talking about trends. I've got a little point on trends I want to make. Hear me out. Would you get the same haircut as somebody else?
You think about like Phil Foden or something.
No, just like you see your favorite actor, your favorite footballer get a haircut, and you're like, oh, that looks sick. I want that haircut.
Depends if you like them or not, innit? Like,
Yeah, of course.
or if it looks good on you.
Yeah,
Maybe if I was
part, innit?
6.
but like, okay, your hairstyle isn't unique to you. No matter how much you think it is, it's not unique to you. You know what I mean? Like there are trends in hairstyles, like there are trends in fashion, like there are trends in everything. I'm thinking way back to like artistic times. You have the Renaissance, yeah? The Renaissance is a specific style of art which existed over a certain amount of time, but everybody still followed that sort of trend of art. So now I think of content. There's going to be trends in content. There's going to be recycled content, just like there was with art, just like with music styles, you know? Like music styles, mumble rapping. The one person that started mumble rapping isn't the only person who's exclusive to do mumble rapping. And this is what I love about you, Pigeon Quake, specifically, is content, and as content creators, you learn and you grow off each other. You take trends, you don't steal the exact video, you're still adding your own personality and your own twist to thing. Making original content nowadays is so hard to do. If you do it, big respect, like it's original, it's yours, it's specific to you. But the fact that people think that if they make a video or one style of TikTok or something and you put your own twist in it and you put your own personality on it just because it's a trend, it's not unique to them. Everybody has the right to learn off each other and grow off each other. And I've seen things go around which sort of slate people for not having any creativity and stuff. But I feel, as Neats is also saying, is content ever original? Like where we are today all comes from learning off trends and learning off past mistakes. Like we wouldn't have a PC in front of us if they were like, well, I made the wheel, so you're not allowed to make the wheel now. Yeah, you're not allowed to develop that and make a tire out of it, make it go faster. And that's what I love about you boys, is the fact that you sort of remain humble and you help others out with what you do. Thoughts? I don't know. I just went on a bit of a tangent, but
I think if you can't accept the fact that content is going to be recycled, content is going to be, they say like quote unquote reused, but as you said, you add your own twist to it. But if you can't accept the fact that that's going to happen, personally, like individually, I'm not talking collectively here, just as you won't see the growth that you may deserve. Do you know what I mean? You can have like the best editing skills, you can be the best personality on the internet, but if you can't take a piece of content, put your own twist on it, not only is that showing that you lack the open-mindedness to take that content, make it your own, but you're not going to be growing at a substantial rate for you to be like, okay, I'll look back at this in a month and I'll be happy with how far I got.
I think the turning point for me realizing that like I couldn't just work TikTok how I wanted to work it was just days on days of posting content that I wanted to post, and it was they typically be longer videos, and like the quality may not have been there from the start, but it was understanding that, right, okay, if I post this type of video, it's gonna do for 10,000 followers, say it'll do 1,000 views overnight. But then if I post a video that's like a sort of a trending video, or just something that's like a trending video, it would do significantly better. And then it was just understanding that, right, okay, so until I've got the follower count to make any video that I put out do good, I've got to post like, say, 3 trending videos to every one video that's like sort of the content that I want to post, until I can flip that ratio on its head, and start posting just videos that I want to post, and I'll do well regardless. But it was sort of wondering why I didn't have that boom. And like it was when I was thinking of, I was so motivated to get to 10k when I was at 1k, because of how like quickly 1k happened. 1k happened in like maybe 2-3 weeks, and I was like, okay. And then I'd do the maths in my head, and I'd be like, right, 2-3 weeks times 1,000, like, right, where would I be in a year? And that number was something small, but like I was fine with that. because it was just just putting out a video. Maybe it'd get 2K views, maybe it'd get 200 views. But like if I put out 7 videos a week and they were all the same, I'd get I'd grow it like whatever rate it was. You don't realize the power of like taking something that's trending and then like putting your own little twist on it, and you learn so much about how to like put videos out and how to make videos. And then once you do that, you can start seeing like viral videos happen, which you wake up to 10K followers, 5K followers overnight, which is pretty crazy. And it goes down to like, yeah, people can get mad, but I feel like potentially they might be they
Sorry. Keep
yeah, I'll
going.
say it. They might be like, yeah, they might be struggling to find their own sort of like content, and like and that's why they're gripping onto this idea of something that they think's theirs, and then they start trying to cancel people. They start trying to, like, because you've seen it happen on Twitter before, like people calling out people, and then like unfortunately those people might get known for being the guy who stole someone's content, when that just concept in itself is just wrong.
Mhm.
But it's yeah.
Do you find it in photography and graphic design work as well, Scott?
I think the difficult thing is, like, I come from a place where at university someone tried to steal my work, so like I find it a little bit touchy. It's not like a big thing. The thing is, like, there's so many different ways to do everything, and we're all using the same programs. We're all seeing the same trends. Like, there's a way that you can consider it being like content that's stolen and stuff, but equally, sometimes it just comes down to like either coincidence or maybe inspiration. I mean, me and someone else might have the same inspirational focal points, and that's where it comes from. Or like we might both be seeing the same thing in the same perspective and take the same photograph. Like it's a very hard mentality to get out of, and I'll be honest, I used to have it, but that's because of the fact that someone literally traced my work before. So I tried to like get out of that mentality by looking at it a different way, and I do try and I do believe that it is possible. Like, it is definitely possible. You can steal content from anyone in any sense, or like you can copy content or whatever. Um, but yeah, I feel like sometimes it just genuinely comes down to just a similarity of art, which in a way should be appreciated in
Mhm.
creative subjects, because it's kind of seeing things the same way with someone, and that's maybe something to be more drawn together over than pushed apart by.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I feel like it's different
I'll
as well for graphic design, innit? Because what you're making, I feel like you're much more connected to it. Maybe I'm saying this from a complete naive place, but you feel much more connected to it because rather than like a video or a trend, because it's your
Yeah.
work, you've put in the time, effort to bring up your own styles and stuff.
100%. Like, especially if you've been sat thinking and you're like, oh my god, I've got this mad new idea, I really want to try it, or like you kind of just make something, you're happy with it, and then you look down the line a week later and someone else has got the same thing, but you know that it came after yours. Is like there is a kind of like a feeling of it's almost like it doesn't necessarily invalidate what you've done. It doesn't degrade what you've done either. It just makes it less, I can't even say unique, but it makes it less niche or less I guess unique is the way that you try and make it sound, because it kind of almost takes elements from it and makes it less rare and less special in a way. It can feel that way. But I think it depends. Yeah, it depends on whether, one, if you know the person, and two, um, like, I think sometimes, especially when it comes to graphics, it's worth mentioning. I was inspired by this. If you feel comfortable, because let's be honest, we'd all rather be seeing a message or a comment that says, I was inspired by this person, than just not acknowledging it
Mhm.
at all. It just helps you feel like you're doing the right thing and that you're on the right side of people, I guess.
Yeah. And it's best to build those bridges, I think, creatively.
100%. 100%. There's often a very standalone approach on a lot of things creative, purely because everybody kind of wants to do things their own way. When in reality, we all kind of know we can all kind of reward each other with knowledge of different things. I mean, so many different ways to accomplish different things. Why not share that and help each other grow? But I suppose that comes down to
100%.
the individual
100%.
perspective.
That's what I love about Pidge, Quake, Des as
Yeah,
well. Big shout out to Des,
100%.
also. talking with you boys over the past few weeks, it's all about sharing your knowledge, not just with me, but I know you have this plan of helping one person out with Premiere Pro a week, you know, giving them tips on what to make their videos and just have that little extra edge. And I feel like content creation, that's the way you've got to do it. Not just content creation, that's life, you know. It's such a cliche saying, but I forgot the saying, to be honest. But like combining heads, smashing heads, whatever it is, combining minds and like together, like will benefit everybody compoundly. And I just don't think it's literally what Mick's just said. What's the point of society if we don't help each other? Like, what are we here for at the end of the day? It's so easy to get stuck up in content creation and yourself that, you know, take a step back, see the people who are also on the same grind as you, probably feeling the same feelings of sometimes, you know, my content's not good enough, I need to do something. Everybody must feel that. My streams aren't good enough. I'm not good enough as a content creator. Everyone must feel that. And there needs to be an understanding like, okay, I may have taken or hopped on your trend, but at the end of the day, in 3 years, when I start a trend, I would be more than happy for you to hop onto it and to build it and to grow it. So yeah, I just wanted to let that one out. Because I've seen a lot going around about it at the moment, and I thought I'd put my 2 pence in. Yeah, nice. All the best things in the world were created by never one person. Exactly, Mick. It's impossible to do anything alone. And with the internet, like, we're all so connected that let's take advantage of that stuff. Let's work together. Let's build each other up. I also want to play a little game. Just at one point. Not a little game. Not a little game. But I'm thinking of Ollie, that was literally what I was thinking. The J-God reaction to like solos. And now you've got swag and everybody doing it, and they're all killing it. They're all killing it, 100%. Yeah, I agree, bro. I'm talking about these big boys, yeah. Big boys and girls, sorry. I was gonna make it a game, but instead I'll ask about it. Each of these big people in the community, I'm thinking just Warzone COD. You know, you got Nick Merckx, you got Swag, you got Calais Rene, you got I don't know, Zelena, you know, we all know the big dogs in it. They all pretty much copy content with each other. Like, they all hop on trends together, you know? It's natural. It's a natural thing to do. But the thing that I love is they all have their own different twist. And you can separate each one of them from each other. And it's shown through their content. I was going to play a game, but we're not going to play the game anymore because I ruined it. But that's something which I think you can tell in your videos, Pidge, and your videos, Quake. Is that you put your own twist on them, and I love that. Anyway, next question, please. Next question. Quake, you put out a tweet, I don't know when, a few weeks ago, saying something about quitting competitive COD to move on to content creation. If you feel comfortable, why did you stop comp COD? Yeah.
Of course. So let me just talk about starting Comp COD first. It was a nice little. I kind of saw it as like a nice little retreat away from me making content, and to be honest, at that point in time when I was streaming all of my tournaments, it felt really good. Like, I was like, all right, cool, 10-hour stream done. Felt quite healthy after that. Then it kind of just kept stacking on top, and it kind of led me to, you know, when you have your incline and then you have your decline, it kind of just it was just a steep slope of decline where it was just like demotivation. I'd be going bed at like 5 a.m, waking up at like 1. It's not what I wanted to be doing with my time. And then the main reason was obviously switching over to content. I could see myself progressing more down that path than trying to make. All right, so I was rudely interrupted by like a massive raid and like a level 5 hype train. Like, what are you even doing? Like, sort yourselves out. Anyways, so no, so I was saying how the main reason for quitting my competitive side, you know, competing in COD, the ideal career we all want to go down, like making your dream a reality of, you know, making it big time with your boys, you know, living the life. I couldn't see myself going down that route when I wanted to compete. You know, I couldn't see myself gaining growth at a good rate that I'd be happy with myself every month. And that was like, instead of pushing it off more and more and more,
700.
700.
Oh,
700! All right, sorry.
thank
Instead
you.
of pushing it off more and more and more and losing momentum every time I try to create content and, gain them average views, I kind of thought, let's just put this to one side and make the most out of my time, especially now that I'm off school as well for like 4 months. It was just more of making sure I'd be productive in myself, taking care of my body better, not waking up at rubbish times. That was the main reason.
Do you think there's a pressure with Comp COD though as well?
Um,
Performing day in, day out competitively.
yeah, keeping consistent was the pressure, placing well, winning tournaments, making sure I could keep up with, there's this thing like the learning curve in a game, making sure you're keeping ahead of other players that are progressing as you are in a game. But I truly believe in a game like COD, you don't need to grind day in, day out to be an amazing, amazing player. You kind of got to be efficient with your time rather than spend a lot of time, if you know what I mean. Like that saying, what was it? Like work
smart,
hard.
not hard.
Yeah, work smart, not hard. Exactly. And like another example is like, Enemas, John.
Mhm.
He does play the game a lot, but he plays it a lot less than I see other players play it. And when I watch him play, it is truly mesmerizing how much you can see he's developed as a player. Because I've been watching him for like months and months. I'm always like in his stream watching his gameplay,
Mhm.
and he's living proof of working smart and not hard. And
Well, burnout is a thing as well. Like you see it in competitive sports. Like people who've just done the Euros, like they need a break now. They've had a full long season of playing football, and now they have to take a break before they start the season again. And I think it's the same with esports. I mean, it may not be moving physically, but it's mentally draining. Brain is still moving at ways which the regular Warzone player or the regular person doesn't. And you need to be smart with your time, effective with your time. And if
100%.
I think Quake, you could become one of the best players in the world. I'm just saying that. You're a very talented gamer. But if you know you're not going to be the best player in the world, or you know you're not going to compete, but you still want to stay good at the game, so, maybe if there is an opportunity in the future to do something competitively in a big tournament, you still have the ability. And I think playing for longer than periods of 4 hours is 4 or 5 hours is probably detrimental to that progression. And I see people like Swag. People don't say he's a competitor, but he still wins 100k tourneys like it's fun. He doesn't play the game in and out like 7 hours at a time. He plays it, 4 hours at a time with his boys, just pubs, not competitive, just chilling. And yeah, I think what you've done is a good step, Quake. And I personally will always support you in whatever avenue or what you want to go down. So big respect for you for coming out and doing that. Hundo
Thank
P.
you, bro.
Of course, brother. Of course.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
Pidge.
Hi. You telling me, cutie? Congrats on 700 followers, bro.
Pidgely.
Yeah. Congrats on 700 followers, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Sick.
It's huge poggers, man. Pidge. So I lost my track of thought there, just thinking about kissing Quake. What are your goals? I'm gonna say for the end of this year. And by goals, I wanna know, of course, if you're comfortable saying personal goals. So maybe outside of content creation, gaming. And then your content creation gaming goals as well.
I mean, I think once upon a time I probably wouldn't have been comfortable with saying, but right now everyone's goals, everyone has their own goals, and everyone has realistic or unrealistic goals, and it might come across as delusional, but I honestly, my goals as far as just in myself, I want to get myself back to sort of the old routine that I was in, where I'd wake up and early. I work better in the mornings anyway, but just sort of a year of lockdown and obviously definitely using streaming as an excuse to justify growth, and doing something, I guess, doing something that you think is appropriate, as far as like it was an excuse. I'd stream more and then not see growth, but it'd be like, oh, it's all right, I streamed for 8 hours today, so what if I haven't done content? But when we will talk about it, streaming sort of the easiest part. It's like being a chef, like the best part, I guess. Like the stuff that you could do every single day is eat, like, and streaming is that part of it. Everyone enjoys streaming the most, and it came to the point where I was using streaming as an excuse to not do anything else, like other things that might help me grow. But as far as goals, it would be getting back up on a regular schedule. Maybe getting my six-pack back.
Fair play, fair play, fair
Like
play.
getting a proper six-pack. And then getting to partner numbers on Twitch. I don't necessarily need partner.
Mhm.
Yeah, but as long as I know that I'm there and I can apply for it, that would be sick.
I love that.
TikTok goals are even more delusional. So I think we'll just leave that one off.
Do you?
But
You gotta
yeah,
be ambitious though, you know. You got to dream big. I think.
I just guess I want to see a significant improvement with regard to like everyone that I'm around. I want us to all be in a better place so that we know that we're moving forward. And yeah, sort of just acknowledging that we've come from here. This is where we're at now. This is where we want to be in the future, and assuming that we're constantly improving and constantly making those small steps towards our end goal. I'm happy with that. I'm
I
happy
love
with
that.
that.
I love that answer. Brilliant. Scotty, too hotty. You're a man of many talents. Many, many, many talents, and you're gonna say no, but you are in it. Let me gas the boy Scott up first of all, for anyone new here. He's an unreal photographer. He is a great graphic designer. He's a cracking Call of Duty player, and he's honestly one of my best mates of all time.
Making me sweat, bro.
What are your goals for the end of the year, and what do you think is important in your process to achieving them? You don't have to answer if you're not comfortable. I just thought I'd throw it out there.
No, so like, it is a difficult question because like, although I don't believe I'm talented at everything that I do, I know that there's a lot of bases that I cover, and I think when it comes to having personal goals, like you kind of have to, you don't have to set goals for everything that you do, but it's good to have something to aim for because you know that you're moving in the right direction, sort of thing. On a personal level, like uh, the same ambition for this year would be the same ambition for every year of my life, which sounds very corny and quite deep, but I just want to get that a little bit closer to being like fully content with where I'm at. On like a personal level, of course. I mean, from like a gaming standpoint, like I want to become a little bit more consistent, of course, with streaming and stuff, but due to like personal perceptions and stuff, it's always a little bit difficult for me. That my main aim is to kind of become a little bit more confident in my creative ability, and it's not to turn around and be like, oh, I'm so sick at this, I'm so good at this. It's more a case of having the feeling that I can look at myself and be like, I'm doing fine, like I'm doing well, and potentially pass on any knowledge that I have to people that are like newer into it, or people that are just starting out or anything like that. And like, yeah, like I've worked in a corporate job for a long period of time, so I kind of want to get back into the feeling of having the passionate side of it, I mean, the pandemic's been a little bit crap for a number of reasons, but one being that I haven't really taken any photographs in 18 months, which is kind of like for the most part 18 months. I haven't actually picked up a camera since December last year for my own purpose. So like that in itself is a little bit too negative for me. I want to be able to flip that and turn it into a positive and come back to it and be like better with it, if that makes sense. And I guess those are my aims for this year, is to just feel a little bit more comfortable, keep growing in it, and keep growing in the industry, and not on like a clout basis. Clout never phases me. I don't really want that. I just want to feel like I'm still creating and still making things that I'm proud of, and that potentially people enjoy too. If I can like evoke emotion with any of the work that I produce, whether that's in graphics or video or photography, like that to me is already a win.
Yeah.
So I want to feel that again, you know.
Yeah.
That's my aim.
And I think you're on track to do it, you know, from what I talk with you about. You've got the right mentality for it, 100%. This you versus you mentality, which I think is so important in everything we do. Like, not compare ourselves, compete with others, but to compete with ourselves. And 100%, I've got so much respect for what you do, bro. So much respect. And it's not easy doing your corporate job, working overwork. I'm not gonna say anything just in case you get in trouble in it. You work a lot.
I work a decent amount, yeah.
You work a lot, and you know, sometimes you don't get the reward for doing what you do, and still managing to maintain, you know, you take some time relationships, downtime, graphics work, photography. It's a lot to do, and the fact that you do it is already testament. And I know it can be quite hard on yourself when you don't have that much time and you don't feel like you're being efficient with that time. But with the time you've got, you are efficient. And things like maintaining relationships and having fun is so key to life. You can't work 24/7, no matter what Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk try and tell us. I guarantee you they're not working from 5 a.m. till midnight every single day. You know, they have time for themselves, and it's important to take that time. And yeah, I'm proud of you, Scotty. Very, very proud of you.
I appreciate that. I mean, it all comes from coming from the idea that everything I want to do is artistic, I guess, in some form. I mean, gaming is artistic, video photography, graphic design is all artistic, and content creation as well is all artistic. And I think that's what makes it quite difficult. Is like you kind of need energy, but you also need passion to make artwork in it, I presume, because otherwise it becomes more like a churning machine, and you don't want to be doing that. Like, it's kind of advice that I have for anybody that is in a creative position. If it gets to a point where you feel like you don't enjoy it, that's like the point where you have to start looking at it from a different perspective and take your time with it. It's a very difficult grind to get caught up with work, especially, like, obviously everybody says I don't want to work a 9 to 5 and stuff like that, which is completely understandable, because it isn't exactly the same as what you might expect it to be all the time. But so long as you can keep your passion for it high and keep your drive going for it, that's kind of where you need to keep your focus and keep your drive, I personally believe, because at the end of the day, like, your own happiness stems from that as well, so you need to focus on that too. Oh god, Lennon.
Starstruck.
Please.
In it, Starstruck. Thank you,
Right.
Len, bro. Smash World Series out today as well. You got this, King. You got it, bro. Yeah, I fully agree.
We all love Len. Lenny time, baby.
And we're kind of touching into mental health here as well. Like, unfortunately, there's not enough conversations going around where we talk like this. I don't feel like, realistically, boys, at this time today, if there wasn't a stream going on, if we didn't plan on having these conversations, would we have been sitting here for an hour and a half talking about ourselves and our goals and what we need to do? I mean, we would, because we're good friends, innit?
But not like this.
But not like this.
Yeah,
Not to the public, where you kind of have to, you know, be as real as you are, because you're kind of talking about yourself.
Yeah.
Not just to your close friends, but to other people as well, you know. But if it wasn't for this stream, I'd just be doing the normal, innit?
Messing about, sending me weird Snapchats, playing cards.
Yeah. And
Yo,
your feed
Dan.
pics, bro.
Dan says hello to everybody, by the way.
Hello, Dan. Gute.
Yeah, touching on this mental health thing. Just real quick, I think it'll be the last topic, and then we probably end it. I think it's a good way to end it. It is so easy to hide how you feel, and especially on the internet. And hear me out with this. I could be talking to you boys right now in a VC. My camera will be off. Everyone will be talking. Groovy will be playing. People will be sharing screen, doing editing. But it is so easy to just sit behind your camera and pretend nothing's going wrong. Nothing at all. And it's a scary thought, but it's why we need to talk about it more. Like, just checking up. There's always saying my DMs are open. And I respect and love anyone that messages saying, like, or comments on posts saying my DMs are open. Like, you're making the effort to come out to someone. But sending a message being like, yo, are you okay? Or sending a message being like, if you say hi, you're alright once, they say, yeah, I'm fine, often don't work. One thing I found is ask twice. That second time you ask could mean the world of difference. Like, are you okay? Are you actually okay? You don't seem okay, this. I think having these conversations, and if you make someone feel comfortable that they can come out and talk to you in a way where there's no judgment, I feel that is what we need to start doing more of. And having these type of conversations, because honestly, I've been there. It's so easy to sit in a Discord call, muted, deafened, and just chill there, and everyone thinks you're fine in it. But inside, you're really not. Nah, for real though, for real. And that's why I love you boys like a lot for making me feel comfortable. So many people in here as well that make me feel comfortable to say how I feel in it.
100%.
Nice.
Same feelings reciprocated though from myself. I know that it'd be reciprocated from these guys too.
100%. The main thing is just talking. I literally saying like a couple words can mean all the difference to someone. So especially with how these past 2 years have been. For I don't care like how old you are, who you are. It's gonna be hard for you in some way, innit? It's gonna be hard for you in some way.
100% though, bro. 100%.
If you talk about it, you
saw that.
trust that one person. It could be one person, 100 people you talk to about it. The weight lifted off your shoulders is so substantial. It really is beneficial to you and them, man.
Even making that first step to be like to yourself saying, right, this can't go on any longer. I'm gonna message someone about it, and then saying, look, I need to talk to you about something. God, that's half of the burden gone.
Yeah.
Like just once you sent that message, you said that to someone, like, that's half the weight gone off your shoulders then. Because the thing is, friendships at the end of the day are relationships. Like, you don't choose to go into that, being friends with someone for all the highs. You choose to that friendship there is you're going through for the highs. You're there to support them regardless. You're there to you're sharing that low. You know what I mean? If they're going through something, you're going through something. And it might seem selfish, and you might seem like you want to keep it to yourself, because I don't want to put that burden onto anyone else. But at the end of the day, when you choose to be friends with someone, friends with someone, you know that you do the same for them. Sometimes you need to sit back and be like, okay, I do the same for them. Let them do the same for me, because anything you do becomes this sort of like joint venture. If they're going through something, I'm gonna go through that with you. We're gonna see this through together. And it might take a little for some people. I know me specifically, like, it took quite a while to understand that it can't just always be, yeah, it's fine talking to other people about them, but you got to talk about yourself, because especially with COVID, like Quake was saying and everyone else was saying, like, we're stuck at home. We haven't got our friends to talk to as much as we once would be able to. And just talking to people, like, has become less of a norm.
If I may just say a piece as well, I think, God, I've never entered a conversation so formally in my life. The thing is with Twitch as well, we're all in different communities in terms of different channels that we follow and different people that we speak to. For the most part, I imagine everybody on Twitch is kind of here for the same reason. Everyone wants to be entertained. Everybody wants to pass time. There are some people that find passing time harder than others. Obviously, everybody got onto Twitch for their own reasons and in their own manners at their own times, because we all kind of have our own journeys in that sense. But I think one thing that's worth mentioning to everybody that is listening is that realistically, everyone will kind of get to a point, I imagine, at some point where they feel like, I can't really talk about this. Like, maybe it's not that big of a deal, or maybe I'm overreacting, or this person's got their own stuff going on. And I think it's important to remember that, like, we all kind of have some similarities between us. We could all relate to one another. And I think the importance of not invalidating how you feel before you let somebody else do so, like, because nobody around here, especially us guys, we're always open to chat to anyone who might be finding things quite hard, and we don't want to invalidate how anyone feels. We want to help people understand perhaps what is wrong and how they can cope with it, and how we can help cope with it. And I think there's a big thing with people where they will often shut that down originally or initially before it gets to a point where they actually can feel in a place to get help for it. Doesn't necessarily have to be professional help, but obviously that can help as well. At the end of the day, like, we're all just kind of trying to make it on our own situations and get to our own outcomes, but like, there's no reason why we can't all support each other in that sense as well. And like you say, we wouldn't really have been sat here doing this on 10 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. But if it comes down to that, that's what you do. Like, we all want to help one another. We all want to see each other happy, and that's the aim, you know. So
100%.
we're always here to be reached out to if necessary. I'm sure.
Group hug.
100%.
Do that. Let him punch my computer camera off.
So if
Is
anyone,
no one bringing it in? I'm saying group hug, yeah?
Do you have to stand up?
Yeah,
Ah.
obviously.
I just put my arms up.
Everyone, I want to feel everybody's hugs right now.
I just
I ended.
pat the webcam.
Nice. No, honestly, love for boys, love for everybody in chat as well. 100%.
So yeah,
So about
real
6
quick,
hands.
if anyone is, you know, has been putting off and procrastinating just any issues that they might be having, make today the day that you decide to send that person that you like talking to, or you trust talking to, or you feel safe talking to, the day that you shoot them that message and you say, yo, like, I need to get something off my chest. I need to say something. I need to talk. Because, you know, the longer you put it off, the harder it's going to get. And at the end of the day, they're your friends, so they're there for you. You'll be there for them. Shoot that message. Shoot that message today.
And can I say something? Like, if this little speech, like this little you know, us talking as a group has opened opened anyone's eyes watching, as Pidge said about shooting that message, you know, being okay. Just know we're all proud of you for even noticing that there is something wrong. You know, there's an issue, and it's okay to not be okay. It's a big step, and as I think collectively we can all agree that we were very proud of you guys for even noticing that.
Very, very proud. Hugs on. Hugs. Nice. Do we call that?
I think that was a
Good
way to end it. Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. Love you,
Play
boys.
card?
Yeah. Thank you for doing this with me. That was
Can
fun.
we play card now?
I'm playing